All right, everybody, buckle up because we are diving deep into generative AI for marketers today.
Ooh, generative AI, it's all the buzz right now.
It really is. And, we like to get into the topics that our listeners really want to explore.
We do.
So we're talking all things ChatGPT, also Midjourney,
Yes.
two of the big players that are out there. And we're really going to try to give you some practical advice that you can take away and actually use.
Absolutely. It's going to be your AI marketing boot camp.
I like that boot camp.
Yeah, think of it like that.
Yeah, because it's a big shift. This isn't just like, set it and forget it. This is like, you're going to have to learn some new skills.
Huge shift. It really is. And it's not just us saying that, McKinsey, they're predicting AI could add trillions, like with a T, to the global economy. Trillions. And marketing and sales are going to be hugely impacted by this.
Wow. Okay, so trillions. That's a really big number.
It is a big number.
How do we even, conceptualize that? What does that actually look like?
Yeah, so think of it like this. There are going to be new jobs, like AI strategists. That's going to be a job. Budgets are going to be completely moved from traditional advertising over to AI-powered campaigns.
So, the landscape is shifting.
It's going to be wild.
Wild, that's a good word for it. All right, so let's break this down. Let's start with ChatGPT.
Okay.
What is it? How does it work?
Okay, well, have you ever, wished that you had a brainstorming partner that could just spit out marketing copy on demand?
Oh my gosh, all the time.
Who hasn't? Well, ChatGPT is about as close as we're going to get. So it basically uses machine learning to understand language, human language, and then generate text that sounds like you or me.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
So I give it instructions? And it just takes it and runs with it?
Yeah, you give it a prompt. That's what we call it. A prompt. It's essentially your set of instructions, and off it goes to the races.
And so where is it pulling this information from? Is it pulling from a database of content that already exists?
That's what most people think, but it's actually not. It's not just regurgitating stuff. It was trained on this massive, massive data set of text and code, so it's learned all these patterns in grammar and, different writing styles. And from that, it can generate new content based on the patterns it's learned, but it needs your guidance, hence the prompt.
So it's learning and evolving.
It is, all the time, yeah.
That's kind of scary, but also really cool.
It is both of those things.
Okay. So let's talk about how marketers are actually using this, because I feel like there's so much buzz.
Yeah.
But what are people actually doing with this?
The possibilities are kind of endless.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking marketers are using it to generate blog posts, social media captions, even scripts for marketing video campaigns,
Uh-huh.
It runs the gamut, and it's not just creating content, it's also being used for market research.
Yeah.
They're analyzing customer feedback, even personalizing email campaigns, so...
It's automating a lot of these tasks.
It is getting there. There is a catch, though.
Okay, there's always a catch. What's the catch?
The catch is, remember those prompts? ChatGPT is only as good as the prompts that you give it.
Okay.
Garbage in, garbage out, rest.
Yeah, so if I'm vague, it's going to be vague back to me?
Exactly. If you give it a really vague prompt, you're going to get vague results.
Okay.
But if you really hone that prompt and make it clear, that's when the magic happens.
So ChatGPT can be my brainstorming partner, my writer, my researcher.
All those things, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about, you keep mentioning these prompts.
Yeah.
What's the strategy behind crafting the perfect prompt? Because clearly that's the key to getting what you actually want out of this tool.
Yeah, it's all about clarity. Think of it like, if you're giving someone directions, instead of just saying go that way.
Right.
You want to be super specific. You want to say head north for 2 miles and then take a left at the giant rubber chicken. Be very specific.
Specific and use strange imagery.
Exactly. Exactly.
Wow.
And avoid any kind of technical jargon or buzzwords that ChatGPT might not understand. You want it to be really clear.
Simple and straightforward.
Simple and straightforward.
Like I'm talking to, I don't know, a brilliant 5-year-old or something.
Yes, exactly. You're getting it.
Okay, all right. So clarity is key.
Clarity is key.
What else?
Context. This is huge. Imagine you're asking a colleague to help with a presentation.
Okay.
You wouldn't just say make it good, would you?
No, definitely not.
You would give them background on the topic, who's the audience. You might even show them some examples of presentations that you like.
Right, give them something to work with.
Exactly. So the more context you give ChatGPT, the better the results are going to be. And this is where I think it gets even more interesting. Think about asking open-ended questions instead of yes or no questions.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me an example.
So instead of saying, is AI good for marketing, you could ask, what are the potential benefits and challenges of using AI in content marketing, specifically for, let's say, B2B SaaS companies?
Oh, that's a good one.
You see how much more specific that is.
Yeah, you're forcing it to think critically
Exactly.
instead of just being like, yes, no.
Yes.
Okay, so open-ended questions.
Open-ended questions, and I know you want to get into like specific prompt examples,
I like it.
but there's one more layer to this that I think is so crucial, and especially for marketers.
Okay, you got to tell me, what's this crucial layer?
It's your audience, right? I mean, you can have the most amazingly written content in the world, but if it doesn't speak to the right people,
It's pointless.
it's completely pointless. You're wasting your time.
Exactly.
So when you're writing your prompts for ChatGPT, you can actually tell it who you want it to write for.
Okay.
So instead of just saying, write a blog post about project management software, you could say, write a blog post about project management software for busy entrepreneurs who are new to using technology to manage their teams.
Oh.
You see how much more specific that is.
Yeah, so you're basically telling it, like, who to picture when it's writing this.
Exactly.
So it's going to use different language.
Different language, different tone.
Different examples, yeah.
Different examples, exactly. And this is where, like, all those prompt examples that I know you're just dying to get to.
I am, yeah.
This is where they come in.
Given to me.
Remember how we were talking about role-playing?
Yes.
Let's say you're trying to write a Facebook ad for, like, a new line of organic baby food.
Okay.
Instead of just giving ChatGPT the product details, you can say, act as a sleep-deprived but enthusiastic new parent and write a Facebook ad for this new baby food.
Oh, that's so smart.
It changes everything.
Yeah, you're giving it the persona.
You're giving it a persona to embody.
Okay, and you can get creative with this?
Oh, absolutely. You can say, if you wanted to write a blog post about the latest trends in sustainable fashion, tell ChatGPT to act as a Gen Z fashion influencer who's really passionate about eco-conscious clothing choices. It can totally change the voice and the tone.
Oh, that's really cool. Wow.
It's about understanding how to talk to the AI.
Right, because it's almost like its own language in a way.
It is.
Like you have to know how to speak AI to get it to speak human back to you, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
This is blowing my mind.
And don't be afraid to give it examples. Like if you have a blog post or an ad copy that you really, really love, you can literally feed it to ChatGPT and say, write something like this, but about your topic.
So you can give it almost like a writing mentor.
Exactly.
Like, I like this style, do something similar.
Yeah, emulate this.
Okay.
And it can do that.
That's really cool.
It's pretty amazing. And while we're on the topic of examples, let's talk about format.
Okay, because it's not just blog posts.
Yeah.
This thing can create a lot of stuff.
Oh my gosh, so much stuff, right? Emails, social media captions. It can even do scripts and poems, if you can believe it.
Poems.
Poems.
Okay, now that's impressive, I'm not going to lie.
I know, right?
Because, that takes creativity, poems.
Yeah. But you got to tell it what you want, right?
Right.
You can't just be like, write something. It's like, no, write me a Twitter thread that's really engaging and informative, Or write a really concise, persuasive Instagram caption.
So be specific about the format.
Be very specific about the format.
Okay, and what about if I'm trying to cover a topic that's kind of complicated or there are multiple perspectives?
Ooh, good question.
Can I trust it to kind of get it right?
Yes, you can actually ask it to consider multiple perspectives or even present both sides of an argument.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So if you're writing about a controversial topic, for example, you can prompt it to present arguments for and against this topic, and then it will give you both sides.
Oh, that's a really good way to check your own biases
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Because I can see, if you're really passionate about something,
You're going to get tunnel vision.
yeah, you're going to get tunnel vision. And so if it's giving you both sides, it's like, okay, let me just make sure I'm really thinking about this holistically.
Exactly, you got it. And it
Right.
can also help you to incorporate data and statistics.
Oh, that's important.
Right, because data is king, right?
Yeah, especially in the marketing world.
Especially in the marketing world.
I've got to have those numbers.
You got to back it up, right? So let's say you're trying to convince your boss to invest more in social media marketing. Instead of just saying, write a report about the benefits of social media marketing, you can say, write a report outlining the ROI of social media marketing using statistics and case studies to support your claims.
Oh, okay.
right? So now
So
that
you're turning it into like my little research assistant.
exactly.
Okay. So it can actually pull that data.
It can pull all that stuff.
Okay.
And it can also help you to use things like analogies or metaphors to explain complex topics.
Oh, yes.
Because we all know sometimes we get so caught up in the weeds, we're like, but blockchain. And they're like, I don't know what that is.
I don't even understand what I just said.
Exactly. So you can actually tell it, like, okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around, cryptocurrency or whatever it is. You say, explain blockchain technology using an analogy that a 5-year-old could understand.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right.
Because then
Yeah.
it's like it forces you to simplify.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
So you got to always be mindful of your objective.
Right, because I could write the most beautiful blog post in the world. If it's not aligned with, what I actually want
It doesn't matter.
to achieve with it, then who cares?
Exactly. So before you even start crafting your prompt, think to yourself, okay, what do I want this piece of content to actually achieve?
So it's like having that strategy in place,
Yes.
even before I even approach the AI. So if I want people to sign up for my email list, I tell it like, hey, make sure you're writing this in a way that's going to encourage people to sign up for my email list.
Exactly. And this is where it gets even cooler because
Right.
we're moving beyond just the text.
Ooh, are we talking about Midjourney now?
We are talking about Midjourney.
Okay, because I'm ready to move into the visual.
Let's do it. Let's explore Midjourney, how it's allowing marketers to create these insane visuals all with AI.
Okay, Midjourney. So this is where we bring in the visuals.
Yes, this is where it gets really fun.
I'm excited.
Think of it like this. Imagine painting with words.
Okay.
So Midjourney will take your text descriptions and turn them into actual images.
No way.
Yes.
So if I'm like, create a whimsical watercolor of a robot sipping tea on a cloud, it'll like try to do that.
It will try to do that. And you know what? It'll probably do a pretty good job.
Yeah, out of here.
It's pretty amazing. And it's not just whimsical watercolors. I mean, it can do photorealistic images, abstract art. You can even tell it to mimic the styles of famous painters.
So it's really using like all this data. Again, it's pulling from this vast library.
It's pulling from all this knowledge
Yeah.
and it's learning. And it uses this AI model called DALL-E.
DALL-E. Okay.
Yeah, created by the same people who did ChatGPT.
Oh, wow. Okay. So walk me through this. Like, how do I actually, because I'm imagining, like, I have to be very specific with what I'm asking for.
You do. It's the same kind of principle as ChatGPT.
Okay.
You got to have a really good prompt.
So it's not just like, design a logo. It's like, I've really got to give it those specifics.
Yeah, you want to think of it like you're talking to a graphic designer. The more detail you can provide,
Okay.
the better the results are going to be.
So yeah, like color palettes, fonts, the feeling that I want the logo to evoke.
Exactly. You're getting it. And it's not just for logos. Let's say you need an image for a social media campaign about, I don't know, sustainable living.
Okay.
Instead of going to a stock photo site, you can tell Midjourney, create a vibrant and inspiring image of people connecting with nature, incorporating elements of recycling and renewable energy.
So you get something totally unique.
Totally unique. And it's going to be way more impactful than just like some cheesy stock photo.
Yeah, and I feel like stock photos, you spend so much time, you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
Wasting time. Yeah, this just eliminates that.
Oh my gosh. And time is money. We all know that, especially in the marketing world.
Exactly. And it allows you to get really, really creative in a way that you might not be able to if you're not, a designer yourself.
Yeah, it's like you're not limited by your own like technical skill set.
Exactly.
It's like having a whole team of graphic designers.
At your fingertips.
At my fingertips at
Yeah.
any given moment.
I know, right? And the cool thing is just like all these AI tools, it's learning.
Right.
So the more people use it, the better it gets.
So where are we at right now with Midjourney? Like how are marketers actually using it for their campaigns?
Oh, they're using it for everything. I mean, eye-catching social media graphics, website banners, product mock-ups,
Right.
illustrations for blog posts, even storyboards for video content, you name it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's really pretty incredible how much you can do with it.
So it's not about replacing graphic designers. It's like giving marketers another tool
Exactly.
to up their game.
Exactly. It's all about empowering marketers to be more creative and efficient.
I like it.
So they can focus on strategy and storytelling and let the AI handle the rest.
This has been amazing. I feel like we've just, dipped our toes into this world
Just scratch the surface.
of AI and what it can do for marketing. And we've already covered so much ground, so clearly there's a lot more to learn. But if you had to leave our listeners with one piece of advice as they're sort of navigating this new world?
I would say dive in, experiment, play around, try ChatGPT, try
Right,
Midjourney.
don't be afraid of it.
Don't be afraid of it. That's the big thing. Because the more you experiment, the more comfortable you'll become and the more you'll discover what's possible.
It's true, it can feel intimidating, but honestly, I feel like the best way to learn is just to jump in.
100%. Absolutely.
So there you have it. The future of marketing is here. It's powered by AI.
That's right.
Embrace the possibilities, get creative, have fun with it.
Have fun. That's the most important part.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe you'll be the one to create the next, viral marketing campaign, all thanks to AI.
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into generative AI for marketers.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, happy prompting.
Happy prompting.